Oh, we got an Apollo 9 orb coming up, incidentally.
Okay. I've been looking at the NASA website, the official mainstream website, and it has a little section about some photographs that were taken from Apollo 16. And it's claiming that UFOs have been identified and that they're not necessarily alien spacecraft. You know, the whole nine. What concerns me is that they would bother going to the lengths of covering up questionable pictures, and also the fact that they're willing to release any of these questionable pictures, for example, the live feeds of the ISS or any of these Apollo feeds that somehow have gotten public. If there really were, alien spacecraft or any kind of non-human activity out there, first, it's so readily available, and second of all, why would they release it and then not explain anything about it? It seems just a little odd. I was wondering if I could get you guys' take on that concept.
Well,
and any other.
First, Francisco, could you replay that previous one in the background while we do this Apollo 7 boomerang? Primo, if we go by the typical playbook on this, what we've learned from watching the government over the last, say, 50 or 60 years is you're much better off as a government being almost in your face, being in the face of the public. You don't have to confess everything, but don't act like you're hiding anything. That's one of their top things. So don't expect them to look like they're hiding anything. It's very easy to hire some people to create some stories to mix things up for the general public. It's easy and it's necessary to some degree. And look at that spinning thing. I love it.
But of course, it seems like we're completely dependent, obviously, on the government for video footage from space. We have no access.
Well, a lot of what we're going to be seeing here in terms of the space shuttle is no longer available. It was downlinked years ago when it was public, and they are kind of closing up on all that stuff, so you'll be seeing less and less live stuff from space.
It's ironic that our tax dollars are funding and fueling the very debate that we now have.
Fueling very what?
Our own tax dollars are funding and fueling the very debate that we're having now over footage taken by government employees, which of course should be official, as any government employee's photograph is, if you look at copyright law. However, I mean, it's a very gray area, and I'm glad to hear your viewpoint.
Now, Primo, are you familiar with the tether footage? Can we get that STS-75 on? This is space shuttle footage. This is from...
I believe I've seen some information. I don't know if you've spoken about it earlier, but there was a test. Was that the 5-mile tether that was released?
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to listen. I'm going to put you on hold for a minute, and we're going to listen to the Houston describe what they're seeing.
Okay.
This is the 7-mile cable that was extended about 10 years ago as an experiment. It's the structure that holds the cable, and it's 6 or 7 miles long. There it goes, see it going out, and there's this generated electricity. I guess by virtue of the difference in orbital speed or such with one end versus the other. The polarity created a lot of infrared energy. So from 60 miles away, they were photographing the cable as it snapped. This is infrared footage. And watch what happens when it breaks. It's just an amazing ribbon. You won't see too many other places, but you're going to see quite a bit of UFO activity when this happens. That is looks like the Mandelbrot. There we go.
At the boom. The tether has broken.
I think there's some extraneous audio coming in, John, that it's making it a little difficult to hear.
Okay.
The tether has broken.
It's the cable before it broke, and this is stabilized, and the video has been stabilized, and you see this is the path this particular object is taking. Now you'll notice this pulsating disc change shape as it morphs. and then one notch disappears, and the pulsations are obvious here. I watched the funny NASA film the other night where somebody was explaining and duplicating this in a lab, saying it was like a trick of the eye and some ice particles. I think it's really quite kind of funny. And also, I saw this debunked, where they said that disk did not just go behind the cable. Because when something goes behind something, it gets blocked out in just the same way we're seeing here. Clearly, it's behind the cable. That means it's about a mile in diameter, okay? So, must have been traveling pretty fast. Here's a very translucent one up there. These look very much like the orbs we get in infrared footage in so-called haunted houses on Earth. They don't have, the orbs don't have holes in them all the time, but you get some funny shapes. Now, all those things swimming around there, this is outer space. This is a space mission, and those are moving objects that are pretty big and are showing independent control. And when we zoom in on them, we see that they have a design. They are disks, just like what we saw. So I just want you people to know what's going on out there. No one is saying this is a fake video. There's just some think tank people trying to convince you it's something like ice. Here we have a little creature that comes out, makes a turn, and buzzes off. This is the Apollo 9 footage, I think. We're in Earth orbit. And this is called the Bed of Diamonds footage. We get some audio on this. I'd love to hear how the astronauts in Houston talk when the UFOs appear. They're just, clearly they have a protocol that they're trying to follow. And it's just so funny to hear them try to wiggle and express, they're going to say shortly here, once the things appear. It's going to take a few seconds. But the guy goes, is that some dust on your lens there? Gives the astronaut every chance to make up something. He suggests a few things for him, like a leading the witness. It's just hysterical. People got to learn to trust your eyes by developing your instinct, by playing music and art as much as you do sports and all your TV watching and all those exciting things that involve the body moving through space quickly, like jumping out of an airplane or something. You know, stuff doesn't really develop your character as much as you might think. Now, maybe it does. We're going to get calls now. People are going to yell at me. All right? Well, I don't care about character. All right? I care about the truth. And what you're seeing behind me, what the hell is that? Truth? What are those things appearing, huh? Is that did they do a urine dump? And that's ice crystals pulsating, following. That's an armada of UFOs, baby.
They seem to have just been materialized there, you know, just all of a sudden.
Yep. Can we get NASA's voice on there? They don't know what to say. They're probably on a quiet channel where the public can't hear them.
Columbia, Houston, we're looking at our Payload Bay camera, and it looks like a lot of moonlight glinting off the ocean, a whole sparkling bed of diamonds out there.
That's
Is that
why we call
a
it
real
blue
picture, or are we
diamonds.
just getting some video fuzz?
That's called video fuzz, mister. Listen. It's a video fuzz. It's fuzzy science. Like the guy doesn't even know what to say. Probably calling
Hey, Houston, we're recording that. That's some of the ice crystals that we were dumping out earlier, and yeah, it's a
mess
beautiful
they
picture.
made. That's ice. What a mess. That's really great. Now they got to fly through that.
That's a great combination of the moonlight and the ice and the clouds.
Yeah, it's a great combination for a nice picture. I'm glad you all think it's pretty. That's just pathetic. Like you know.
In the upper right corner.
Yeah, it's a
there's the
combination
same
of,
spots or stars.
Those are more
Moonlight
beautiful
making
than
those ice crystals sparkle, and maybe as well as some of the sun starting to come up on the horizon.
Oh, the sun's starting to come up on the horizon.
Well, thanks for the picture.
Oh yeah, thanks for the moving pictures. I hope you people can recognize a completely phony discussion when you hear it. Those two people cannot wait to go home and forget about this. But we love it because we are here to bring you anomalous reality and ancient truth. Alrighty. Let's go to the sperm object. This is, I'm not sure why that area is glowing there. It could be a city. Pretty weird, but this little thing jumped out of it during one space shuttle mission. Again, this is all in the infrared. And we'll zoom in and stabilize so you people can see how this thing appears. It really manifests out of nothing.
Could that be a meteorite or something?
Oh no, no way. No. Check this out. There's no meteorite with a wiggly tail like that. Nope.
And this is the space shuttle footage?
Yeah. Notice the camera gets bumped right when it emits from a cloud area. Alrighty, now this thing I just discovered the other day. This is the International Space Station from 6 months ago. And I want you to look down there where the shadow, where those blinking lights are. And here's the circular orb coming in, which the bozo announcer is going to call a washer. And watch where it passes the glowing things. Right? That there's a dark thing moving around there. Do you see? Right behind. These are Russians talking, mumbling.
Yes.
And
Okay,
there is some
yes, and
entity.
actually, there is word type.
May I want to hide that, Francisco, for now?
Down that spaceship.
No, this is outer space, people. There's not supposed to be smoke rings going, or pulsing smoke rings are not allowed in outer space.
What is that movement there? Is that an astronaut?
No, I thought it was initially, but we're going to zoom in on it and you're going to see what it is. This is the International Space Station from last June. This is what these people got to deal with out in space. This, the cameras first is going to go up and show you. That's a really good smoke ring. It's still going. The camera's going to track it. And the announcer, I think they get their announcers from NPR. All these NASA voices, they sound like NPR. Well, it's a washer or something probably like that. That's what she's going to say. Look at that beautiful thing. That's a UFO, people. Doesn't mean there's an alien inside it driving it. It means that is nothing from this planet. Unless it is, and we don't know, and we're about to find out.
It's a washer.
Yeah, that's what she says. It's a washer. Are we getting the voice
Get one
on?
in any hardware store.
Did you turn the voice down? And a NASA person will tell you, oh, that's the cosmic rays that illuminate little electrons. Now here's the thing. This is the shadow plasma entity, I like to call it. Now the ring is about to pass by. It's still below this thing, and this is slow motion. But this is just some little space on the outside of the space station. And what the heck is that? It's the connected white things that we saw from 40-year-old footage on Apollo 3. Okay? But this is last summer. No, hide that, please. This thing's going to appear right down there.
That is a lot of movement.
It's probably zoomed in a little too close, but I'm just looking for anything that makes sense out of what we're looking at. These sparkly things are part of it? Is it the body? Is it a three-dimensional body of something? To me, it seems semi-translucent.
Yeah, it's almost like, what is that, Predator or Alien or whatever, you know, that old movie?
Yep, and see these lights are relating to each other. There they are, the doubling, like we've seen in the other footage. And the shadow thing is giving me the creeps. I was watching this in the middle of the night the other night when I first found it, and I'm like, whoa. It's a whole new ball game.
You gotta invite the viewers to send us in any videos.
Yeah, definitely. We encourage you, our viewers, to share anything that you might have for us to share.
Yeah, send us any links that you might have.
Here
to
comes the
interesting
circle.
videos.
Could you hide that, please? Here comes the smoke ring, and he touches it, puts it out for a second.
It's a he.
So what do people think?
Yeah, let's get some calls on that.
All right, let's cruise ahead. Let's go to a couple more strange anomalies. This is a sunblock technique that someone's doing. This guy blocks the sun.